Good evening, parents, students attending. I'm Erin Clark. I'm the principal here at Enfield High School, and welcome to our annual Program of Studies night. Since this is our first attempt at a virtual Program of Studies night, I hope that no one has technical difficulties, but if anyone does, we will post a video of this session online on our website for later viewing. So if you have any difficulty getting into the breakout sessions at the end of the program, if you didn't register in time, our administrators, our coordinators would be happy to answer your questions. We just ask you to send us an email. So Program of Studies night is usually held in our auditorium with hundreds of parents and students. And we're sad this year we can't meet you in person at this time, but we're hopeful that as the year goes on, when our freshman orientation comes around, we will have more opportunities for in-person meetings, and we typically do a tour of the school and some other activities that we hope will be possible as we move through this year. So thank you for joining us. Our agenda this evening is we'll start together in this meeting and we'll talk a bit about EHS. This program is really targeted mostly at incoming 9th graders, our current 8th grade students and parents. However, every year we find that students in all grades benefit from learning about our program of studies, our course offerings and academic opportunities here. So it will be helpful to any students in any grade 8 through 11. One of the things I'm most proud of at EHS is the wide array of course offerings that we have here. And tonight will serve as a brief introduction into those course offerings. We will have a few special guests speak about some unique opportunities. And at the very end, you will have a chance to visit with our curriculum coordinators in breakout sessions. So if you want to learn specifically about the math department or the English department or the tech ed department, there's an opportunity to do that there. All the information that you see today is available in our Program of Studies document that's online on our website. Part of the reason we're able to offer so many great course offerings at EHS is when we combined schools a few years ago, we adopted a new schedule, and it's a block schedule. So this year, because of the pandemic, we had to alter our schedule slightly to increase social distancing and improve our cohorting. However, our current plan is to return to our AB day schedule. And what that is, students attend 8 classes over the course of 2 days. So on A days, they attend 4 classes, and on B days, they attend 4 classes. And each class is an 82-minute block. Our 82-minute blocks allow teachers to engage students in hands-on learning and student-centered learning. The old 7-period, 47-minute period schedule was a rat race, and when we went to this new schedule, what we found is teachers were better able to engage in project-based learning, authentic laboratory experiments, simulations, debates, discussions, and those activities that make students really engaged in the classroom. So we do plan to return to our A-B day schedule with the 82-minute blocks, which is a great opportunity for students as well because they get to take 8 courses each year or at a time. So it's really helpful for them to earn credits and to explore their interests and to try taking a number of different courses. The first thing you'll notice when you drive into the parking lot at Enfield High School is just how massive the building is. We are truly a large high school. And one of the ways we try to make it feel smaller and have that community feel is through our grade level support structure. So here you'll see that for every grade, there is an assistant principal and a dean of students, a school counselor, a school resource officer, and then every student will have a school counselor and a career counselor they can meet with as well. So if you're an incoming 9th grader, you'll have Mr. Murray on the far right of this picture here. He will be the grade 9 dean next year, and you'll have Mr. Clark as your assistant principal, and you'll have these 2 individuals working with you for all 4 years that you are here at Enfield High School. So it's one way for you to get to know people a little bit better and to make our large school feel a bit smaller. And I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Clark and have him introduce himself, and then he will introduce Mr. Murray.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Good evening, parents and future Eagle students. Again, my name is Connell Clark, and I will be the assistant principal for all 9th and 11th graders next school year. This is my 15th year.
Mr. Clark, you're muted.
I could hear you, Connell.
Again, this is my 15th year in Enfield and 5th year at the high school. Prior to working at Enfield High School, I had the pleasure of working at JFK as both a math teacher and an assistant principal. I remember my first day transitioning from the middle school to the high school and having my own fears about the size of the school and all the different aspects that came with the high school. Luckily, I had a great support during my transition. Ms. Clark, your current principal, was the other assistant principal at the time. And she made it a point every couple of weeks to check in with me to make sure I was becoming acclimated with the building and answering any of my questions. As your child enters their freshman year at Enfield High, we hope to give them the same support. Each freshman will have an assigned staff member that will check in with that staff member will check in with your child every couple of weeks to make sure the transition is going as smooth as possible. This transition program that we call Fresh Start will give your child another person besides their teachers in the building that they can go to with questions and/or advice. During these check-ins, we not only answer their questions, but we review their current grades and encourage them to get involved with the numerous clubs and activities that are offered at Enfield High School. To talk more about the clubs and activities, I'd like to introduce the 9th grade dean for next year, Mr. Matthew Murray.
Mr. Murray, you're muted.
Thank you, Mr. Clark, for that introduction. Like Mr. Clark said, my name is Matt Murray. I am currently the 12th grade Dean of Students. Next year, I will be the 9th grade Dean of Students, and that's something that's really cool about our administrative structure is we stick with that class for all 4 years. So I'm just finishing up that loop with my first class, and I'm really excited to see those students succeeding, and some of them going off to college, some of them already getting college acceptances, and it's a really exciting time. One of the great things about the Dean's office is we're your first point of contact for a lot of traditional things, if you have an absence to report or anything like that, and we really do a good job in the Dean's offices and the Dean's secretaries of building rapport with families. Another part of my job that is probably one of my favorite parts of my job is that I'm in charge of clubs and activities, like Mr. Clark had mentioned. We have a ton of clubs and activities at Enfield High. We have big clubs like Rachel's Challenge, which you might be familiar with from JFK. We have a Gay Straight Alliance that's very popular. We have a diversity club that's very popular. A lot of big clubs that get out into the community and do a lot of cool things. We also have smaller, more niche clubs that are a little bit more esoteric, like chess club. We have a Rubik's Cube club. We've had an anime club. So a little bit more leisure based, but at the same time, students are able to enjoy their years at Enfield High, build rapport with other students in the building who have similar interests, and get to know adults on a different level than just in the classroom. So if when you get to the high school, if you look at our list of clubs and activities, I would certainly encourage you to join as many as you're interested in. Many of our students are members of more than one club, but if you're looking at the list of clubs and there's one that you wish existed, let me know, and I'll be happy to reach out to any faculty member who would be willing to help you start a club if there's one that you would like to see happen that doesn't exist yet. So we're all about empowering our students, taking advantage of the structure that we have at Enfield High, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys. So I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Clark at this time, and thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Another development that we're really proud of at EHS is our one-to-one iPad program. Prior to the pandemic, last fall, Mr. Barassa and the district office had the vision to understand the importance of a one-to-one program. So we adopted iPads last fall. Every student receives an iPad their freshman year, and they keep that device through their senior year. And it's been really critical to have during this pandemic, but even outside of the pandemic, we wanted to ensure our students were ready with the 21st century skills needed to be successful in today's economy. So really happy to have a one-to-one iPad program here at EHS. And like I said previously, one of the things I'm most proud of as a former graduate of Enfield Public Schools is how many different offerings we have for our students. So whether you're interested in going to college or you're interested in attending a technical school and pursuing a trade, maybe you're interested in going into the military or pursuing employment right after high school, we have so many options for students. And it really gives you a lot of variety as you pick your courses the next few years. So if you are a student who's interested in attending a four-year school or a two-year college, we have more AP offerings in the last few years than we've ever had as a town. We offer now 20 separate AP courses, and that's huge, especially we have students who cut out an entire year off their 4 years at college because they take so many AP courses here at Enfield High School. And you can save a lot of money that way if you don't have to take some of these courses your freshman year, and you can take classes that you're really interested in taking. Another great aspect of our AP offerings is that many of these offerings also can earn you credit at UConn, and that's a very popular option for our students. So you'll see on this list many of our science courses. You can also earn UConn credit, also some of our English language courses as well. All right, so one area we're very proud of is I will say to you that I think we're competitive with many local technical schools in the offerings we have in the area of vocational and technical training. And a big reason for that is we have a very talented science, STEAM, and technology coordinator in Mr. John Digg. So I'd like to turn it over to him at this point.
Thank you very much, Ms. Clark. So as Ms. Clark mentioned, you do have a lot of opportunities for students beyond just the AP courses that she mentioned. She mentioned those 7 UConn ECE courses where you can be earning dual credit at Enfield High and at UConn. We also have several other credit-bearing programs, including College Connections, which is a partnership between Enfield High and Nantucket Community College, where students can begin work towards a certificate or an associate's degree in the areas of machining, welding, or electronics control technology. So students at Enfield High could take courses their junior and senior year and earn up to 12 credits towards that certificate or associate's degree. Additionally, students could be taking college career pathways courses. So these are, again, dual enrollment courses where students are earning credit at Enfield High School and at Nantucket Community College for up to 13 credits. So they could be taking courses such as honors chemistry, honors algebra 2, accounting, business concepts and careers, child development. So they can be double dipping in programs, earning credits through College Connections, earning credits through College Career Pathways, advanced placement. Additionally, we have articulation agreements for some of our courses. Our Intro to Engineering Design and Principles of Engineering courses can offer credit at both the University of New Haven and Springfield Technical Community College, both of which could be transcripted to another university. And finally, students have an option for something called high school partnership. So students juniors and seniors with a grade point average of 3.0 or higher are eligible to take one free course a semester at Nantucket Community College. And finally, we offer a professional certification that's for our EMT course at Enfield High School. So again, junior or senior students can be earning an EMT certificate, which is a great way credential to another medical field, or is an option for a professional job right out of high school.
Thank you, Mr. Digg. And we were actually commended by the state of Connecticut last year for all the growth the state of Connecticut saw in our vocational program. So really good opportunities for students interested in pursuing some different career pathways. Another exciting thing about our 8-period AB schedule is it's allowed us to expand our course offerings. And every year, we seem to expand just a couple more. This year, we're really excited to offer a brand new contemporary Black literature course. And we have many hands-on courses, like our community action learning course is very popular, where students design their own projects and go into the community and make a difference in the world around them. We also have a brand new honors advanced composition course. So again, an authentic learning experience for students where if they are really into writing and teaching and helping people be better writers, they help run our writing center at the high school. We have exciting opportunities. We just last year finished a digital video production room where students can create these videos of really great quality. We now offer Latin 1, 2, and 3, EMT certification. We have great unified sports at Enfield High School, peer mentoring opportunities, and we even have a parenting and child development course where students can actually help run a daycare and lead lessons with young students. So a lot of authentic learning experiences at EHS. And next, I'd like to turn it over to our World Language Coordinator, Amy Jensen, who will speak a little bit about some unique opportunities students have to stand out with colleges as they become more competitive.
Hi, everyone. So I'm just going to quickly give you a little intro to the Connecticut Seal of Biliteracy. It is an award that we offer to our graduating seniors. So the Seal of Biliteracy is an award that's actually given throughout the entire United States in recognition of students who have studied and attained proficiency at the intermediate mid-level in a second language, in addition to demonstrating their proficiency in English. It's a recognition of students' efforts to see the benefits of being bilingual, and the Seal of Biliteracy is recognized by employers and by universities throughout the state and the country, with even some universities providing students with college credit for having earned the Seal of Biliteracy in high school. We offer the Seal of Biliteracy in Latin, Spanish, and French, and if your student speaks another language at home, they also have the opportunity to test to demonstrate their level of proficiency in that, and we do award the Seal of Biliteracy in other languages besides the 3 that we offer here at Enfield High School. So that's just a brief overview of this award that we have. I'd be happy to speak with anybody in the breakout sessions if they have specific questions about their child earning the Seal of Biliteracy. Thanks.
Thank you, Amy. And next, we'd like to introduce our social studies coordinator for the district, Mr. Joel Sandie.
Good evening. As Ms. Clark said, I'm the 6 through 12 social studies coordinator. I'm happy to be with you tonight. So the Certificate of Global Engagement was developed by the State Department of Education 2 years ago, and we're proud to take it on here at Enfield High. Students who successfully complete this will get similar to the Seal of Biliteracy, an indication that they can use for their college applications to show that they've stood out and that their experiences have shown global competencies and citizenship throughout their time here at Enfield High School. So essentially, to achieve it, there's 3 things that students need to accomplish. Every student who gets the certificate will have to have 7 credits from eligible courses, which you'll see on the next slide. 3 of those courses must be a world language course. So we have many students at Enfield High School, I would say majority students at Enfield High School, that achieve this portion of it just by going through their normal coursework. The second piece is they must be a participant for 3 years of high school in a globally themed extracurricular activity, many of which Mr. Murray spoke about earlier in the presentation. And then the last piece is a global service learning project, which they may do independently or with another group of students. But essentially, the project needs to be focused on a global issue, and they need to achieve the hours over the 4 years of high school towards that project. So if they get those 3 pieces, and they meet the state requirements to achieve the Certificate of Global Engagement. And then there's several courses, as I mentioned, that will allow you to get those 7 credits towards the program. They all are there for you to look at. And if you want more information on the program, please join the social studies session to follow, or Miss Jensen in world language, who you just heard from, or Miss Gaskell from the English department can talk to you more about the program. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Sandie. We also want to give a bit of advice, because one of the reasons we hold this event this time of year is that pretty soon the 8th grade counselors will be scheduling with the 8th grade students. So it's important that you work with your counselor and think backwards about your planning. We have a wonderful school counseling coordinator in the district, Mrs. Sandie Ingalls, and she will be in the breakout session at the end of this if you have questions about backward planning. But in a nutshell, you want to think about where you'd like to be your senior year when you're selecting your courses your freshman year. And you do want to consult the Program of Studies, because it will give you detailed information about prerequisites that you need to take before you take other classes. And a good example of this is we have many seniors who have taken so many of the required coursework by their junior year that they're able to come in for a couple hours in the morning and then go on to the machining or welding program at Nuntuck in the afternoon, or take advantage of some of the college partnerships that Mr. Dagg talked about previously. So you can really maximize your time if you think about where you want to be 4 years from now. And if you're an 8th grader watching this, I know that's hard to imagine thinking about yourself as a senior, but do your best to think about what opportunities you'd like to have during your senior year. We do want to just go over a few things that might be new, especially for incoming 9th graders. We do determine graduation based on credits. Credits are units earned for passing courses. And so a full year course is 1 credit and a half year course is a half a credit. Obviously, we have a unique schedule this year with the pandemic where we have a semesterized schedule, but starting next year, we're going back to this format. And current 11th and 12th graders need 24 credits to graduate. And the current 8th, 9th, and 10th graders will need to earn 25 credits in order to graduate. So 1 more credit than the 11th and 12th graders. And one of the reasons that the incoming 8th graders will need that additional credit is that there is a new requirement for a mastery-based diploma assessment, which we are piloting this year with our social studies department. It's really an authentic performance based on your learning in a course, but details on that, really you'll be starting to work on that at the end of your sophomore year and presenting in your junior year, most likely. But you can see here that we require the class of 2025, that's our incoming 9th grade class, have 9 humanities credits in English, social studies, and fine arts, 9 STEM credits, 1 physical education credit, 1 health and safety credit, a world language credit, the mastery-based diploma assessment I just spoke of, and 6.5 elective credits and a minimum GPA of a 1.7. There is also a performance standard that all graduates must meet. So they must pass our literacy performance standards, numeracy performance standards, and science before they graduate. And that might be your score on an SAT, it might be your score on a district assessment. Really important, I always emphasize how freshman year is the most important year in your high school career, and you want to make sure that you excel to the best of your ability. And to do that, it's important that you're promoted at the end of the year. So to be promoted to a sophomore at the end of your freshman year, you must earn a minimum of 4 credits. You must pass both your math and English courses, and that will allow you to be promoted to grade 10. And there are promotion requirements for the remaining 3 years as well. So you can see here a sample student schedule for a 9th grade student. On an A day, you may have English, math, an elective like teen leadership or home repair, and then science. And then on a B day, you may have Spanish, PE, band, and modern world history. That's an example of a 9th grade student schedule. When we look at requirements by department, as you go on through your 4 years at Enfield High School, you'll have more opportunities and more variety to choose from. And for English, your freshman year, you're either going to be placed in Honors English 9 or English 9. For social studies, you will have the only option of modern world history. And science is a bit unique because there are 2 9th grade science tracks based on what science you took in 8th grade. So if you in fact took, just give me 1 second here. If you took honors 8th grade science, you would be in the top pathway. And that would allow you to have more AP offerings by the time you graduate. If you took 8th grade science, you would be placed in IPS your freshman year, and then you would follow this bottom pathway. And this is all highlighted in the program of studies, but I wanted to draw your attention to it because it might impact the amount of AP course offerings you can take down the road. In math, there are a few options. You may, based on what you took in 8th grade, be placed in Algebra 1, Honors Geometry, or Geometry. And many of our students take more than 1 math credit. Some take fundamental math or math applications to supplement the math that they're taking to improve skills. Physical education, you'll have a quarter of physical education and a quarter of health each year. And then you'll have, like I said, a wide variety of elective options. So AP Computer Science, Business, Finance, Marketing courses, culinary courses, parenting and child development courses, Family and Consumer Science, music. We have an amazing music department, technology courses, teen leadership, and visual arts. And these are just a few categories, but there really are a ton of options. And I encourage you to look through the program of studies. It's really exciting. And then I just want to leave all our freshmen and our incoming freshmen and incoming freshman parents with a few secrets to success at Enfield High School. One is it's a great opportunity to get off to a good start and to start fresh as a freshman. It is the most important year. It is indicative of your success. Good attendance, good grades, good homework completion, and getting involved are ways that you can ensure you have a really successful freshman year. We really encourage our freshmen to explore their interests at Enfield High School. It's one of the reasons we have the 8-period schedule, so they can try out some new courses and find out if they might have an interest in art or in music or technology education. So try something new that you may not know you like at the moment. Very important to develop positive relationships with adults in the building, with your dean of students, with your assistant principal, with your counselor, and with your teachers as well. And we have a very caring staff that cares a lot about building those relationships as well. And finally, have a growth mindset. We want all our students to take on challenges, and we hope that you set high goals and take courses that may seem difficult because you only get to attend high school once. So just a few tips for success here at EHS. And we also want our students and parents to know that if a student is struggling at Enfield High, we do have a number of supports for students. So we have academic supports such as our student intervention team that can meet and discuss with staff if there are instructional interventions needed or other interventions. We have an attendance team that monitors student attendance to make sure students are coming regularly to school. And then we also have an academic progress program where students who are struggling are assigned a mentor to check in with them frequently to make sure we keep them on track, and a Fresh Start program, which is like the academic progress program, but specifically for freshmen, and really targets freshmen because it is the most important year. So if someone is struggling, we're going to be checking in with them frequently, making those calls home. And then in addition to the academic supports, we have a number of social and emotional supports. So a few years ago, we instituted a mentoring block where teachers lead lessons on social and emotional well-being and executive functioning and using technology appropriately. It's a good opportunity to have teachers build those relationships with students and assist them with some skills that might be outside the curriculum. We also have CHC therapists in our building, which is very convenient and used often by our student body. We have a number of school climate initiatives. We're trained in Ruler, which is regulating and recognizing your emotions. And we are also engaged in a lot of work around racial equity and being a culturally responsive school. And finally, we try to nurture leadership opportunities for our students as much as possible. So many supports and opportunities for students at EHS. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Gagnon. She, first of all, is responsible for putting this virtual program of studies together. So we're really appreciative of all her hard work. I know she put hours into making this happen, but she also is our building scheduler. It's a massive job, and I just want her to explain the process so you can understand how and when scheduling will happen with your child.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the scheduling process, which is actually just getting started here at the high school. This week, our teachers just completed course recommendations for our students, and teachers at JFK are currently working on completing them with 8th graders as well. These recommendations are recorded in PowerSchool and help to ensure that students are scheduled into the appropriate courses for next year. Tomorrow, in all English classes, our students will view a video tutorial on how to make their course requests for next year. This video will also be available beginning next week on our website. Starting on Monday, our 11th graders will begin the process of selecting courses for their senior year. The week of March 1st, grade 10 will make requests, and finally, the week of March 8th, our 9th graders will make their course requests. Grade 8 students will be working directly with their school counselors at JFK to make their course selections. Following this process, school counselors will meet individually with all students to review requests. The building master schedule will be created and student schedules will be loaded. We're estimating that schedules will be available sometime around the first week in June. And then just to talk a little bit about the department coordinator sessions that will be following this meeting. So at the conclusion of our meeting here tonight, our department coordinators will be holding question and answer sessions virtually on Teams. These sessions are available to individuals that pre-registered. Yesterday, invitations with links to the sessions, including instructions on how to join each meeting, were sent out to emails. The meetings all begin at the same time, and there is no set presentation schedule in each session. As they are for question and answers, please feel free to join the meetings that you signed up for as you see fit. You can enter one meeting by using the link, leave when you need to, and then utilize another link to join another meeting. If for some reason you experience technical difficulties entering a session, we have included each department coordinator's email address on our website under the Program of Studies presentation link, and you may email them with your questions and they will connect in the days following this event.
Okay, so at this time, you'll have an opportunity to meet with most of the coordinators listed here. So if you already pre-registered, you will have access to that invite. And like Ms. Gagnon said, if you did not have a chance to pre-register, any coordinator, any administrator on this call would be happy to answer your questions via email or set up a time to meet if necessary. So just check out their email on the website and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But we want to thank everyone for joining us for our first virtual program of studies evening, and we very much look forward to having this event in person again and future events in person. So we can't wait to meet the incoming 9th grade class and all of their parents, and have a great rest of your evening. Thank you.